Welcome back, beautiful. My name is Shanvira Shepherd. I help women rediscover who they truly are so that they can design a life of clarity, purpose, and power. Now, around here, we believe it's never too late. You can dare to dream again. Now, have you ever just sat back and realized after 2, 3, 4, 5 years have gone by, and you look back in retrospect and you're looking at your life like, what has happened to my life? Like, the time has flown by so fast. You really don't know what you've been doing. You've basically been going through the motions, just trying to figure out where has time gone. Well, we're going to talk about it in this video. So I'm going to share 3 signs that you could be living a life by default and not by design. And I'm going to share some tips on how you can break free from that. Now, the first sign that you might be living a life by default and not by design is that you may be feeling stuck in a routine. Now, and what I mean by that is you may be doing the same things day in and day out. Again, you have that same routine. You might get up in the morning, you get dressed, get ready for work, or get your kids ready if you have children. You go off to work and do your little 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, or whatever. You get home, you might cook dinner, might clean up a little bit of whatever, and then you're like, showering, going to bed, and then you get back up to do it all over again. So you're just doing the same thing day in and day out. You might also, again, like I stated before, being like going through this motion, right? You don't feel happy. You almost like you don't even have any emotions. You don't even feel anything at this moment because it's something that you've been doing for so long. It just becomes like innate, like something you just do without even thinking about it. And that could even include being at that job that you're going to. Yes, that job that you go to every single day, that might not even be the job that you love, but this is a job that's paying the bills. And you might even feel like, you have no other choice and you're just kind of stuck in the space that you're in, the relationship that you're in, you know. We ain't gonna talk about that, your partner, this person been with for the past 2, 3, 4 years, and deep down inside you want to be married. But he's saying that he don't, and maybe you have this hope that one day it's going to happen, or he's going to choose you, but that you feel unfulfilled in this relationship. You got to let it go, sweetie. You got to let it go. Now, you don't have any goals, right? And you're not working towards anything either. You haven't set goals in a long time. You haven't been doing anything where you feel like you're taking care of you, because at the end of the day, when you're taking care of, everything else around you is taken care of as well. So you're going through the motions, you haven't set any goals and you're not working towards anything, you're just doing the same things day in and day out. Well, let me share a tip with you that can help you within this process. First, you want to set intentional, realistic goals. I'm sorry to tell you, but there is really no way. If you're trying to live a life by design and not by default, you're going to have to set some goals. You're going to have to get realistic on what do you want your life to look like. And with doing that, you want to think about the things or reflect on the things that bring you joy and fulfillment, and write those things down. So that means if you love to cook, if you love to skate, if you like spending time with your family and your friends, you like to build or create things, whatever it is that whenever you do it, you feel joy and fulfillment, write those things down, right? The Bible says to write it out and make it plain, right? You want to make it plain and write that thing down. And you want to create a vision for your life. And so that kind of goes with, writing down those things that bring you joy and fulfillment, but you also want to write out the vision. You want to, think about what you want your life to look like. Your dream job or career, your dream job or dream car, dream home. Where do you want to live? If you don't have kids, how many kids do you want to have? Do you want to be married? Do you don't want to be married? If you're, in that season where, you single and mingling like me, then you want to, write out what that looks like as far as what you would like in a partner. So you want to just make it plain, make it clear, set those goals, write it out on paper, and you want to reflect on that thing daily. Now, the second sign that you may be living a life by default and not by design is that you live according to others' expectations. So that means external pressures dictate your life, and that could be family, friends, partners, or society. So you have unclear principles, or you don't really understand your core values and your personal desires. And so you look to outside sources to create that narrative for you. And which I see this all the time out here in these internet streets. I see a lot of people are, trying to find some type of group or person to create this narrative for them, that they tend to be wishy-washy or willy-nilly. You'll go from one thing, believing one thing, to soon as the next best thing is popping, you'll go over to something else. And you're easily moved by all of this stuff that is going on in the media, in these social media streets, because you have no good sense of what drives you, what grounds you. And those are your core values, your principles, again, your personal desires. But it kind of goes back to the first point of designing this life, right? You create your life by designing it how you want it to be. So a tip that I share with you to be able to help with, again, not living by others' expectations, but by creating that of your own, is getting clear of your principles and your core values and your personal desires. Because again, no one else is going to be able to dictate or create this life for you. And you want to make sure that you are setting strong boundaries so that you can align with your own desires and what you want, and be able to say no to things that just do not align with your purpose. This is your life, not no one else's. Now, the third sign that you may be living a life by default and not by design is that there is a lack of personal growth. Now, you may have noticed where you haven't been growing or evolving because you haven't sought out any new opportunities, or you haven't pushed yourself out of your comfort zone. So, one thing that I would share that has helped me, that may help you with this sign, is you want to commit to personal development by seeking new opportunities, by learning something new. If that is, there's plenty of books out here, okay? Ton of books where you can learn new information. So read a book, take a course, maybe ask some questions, get out here on YouTube Versity that has a galore of information, but just commit to learning something new. Maybe even if you have to get a coach or a mentor to learn a new skill or to expand your knowledge, do something, right? Make some movement. As the saying goes, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you want to do this on your own time and your own pace, and not feel like you have to be in competition with no one else but yourself, but just commit to it and work at that thing day by day, little by little. And I assure you that you'll start to make some progress, and you'll definitely see that personal growth level up for you. Now, I hope today's video sparked something in you. Your greatness isn't lost, it's just waiting to be reclaimed. Now, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any future videos. Keep daring to dream again, and I'll see you in the next video.